the rematch of Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. Now, okay, yeah. So this fight, the way that this fight went down, this is what I expected the first fight.
Yeah.
I on the first fight, I had picked Aljo to win that first fight.
Yeah.
So
I think I picked Yan.
Yeah, and I don't know if
you
you
were
remember,
right.
I said I picked Aljo that first fight to win by illegal knee.
Yeah.
the head. That's what I had picked. But so on the first fight, Sterling came out guns blazing.
Yeah.
Throwing the kitchen sink at him in the first round. This fight, a lot more patient that first round. And he was picking and choosing when he'd go a lot more this fight.
And that's something that he talked about. And leading up to this fight, I mean, the lead up to this fight, Aljo played this perfectly because he's talking about how I'm going to prove everybody wrong. Everybody's doubting me. I'm gonna make a bunch of money betting on myself, like all this shit, right? He said later, like he's not actually betting on himself because he used to have a gambling problem. But regardless, he's saying this, right? He's like, I know that I can beat this guy. What I felt in there from him versus what I felt inside myself, I know that a healthy me will beat this guy. He kept telling everybody that. And obviously you're going to say that, right? But it did seem different. Like when I watched him on Ariel, his show recently, I was like, oh, I was like,
smile on his face.
Yeah, I was like, he's starting to swing me a little bit, even though skill-wise, I think Petr Yan will beat him still. But I was like, man, I'll just try to make me into a believer, and it's working. And then, but then he started talking about how he's like, yeah, I'm just going to come out and pressure him super hard again in the early part of the fight, and I'm gonna, but I'm not gonna slow down this time. That's the difference. And I was like, ooh, that's not the right adjustment to make. Like the adjustment is to take the first round kind of off, like Petr usually does, and not because everybody thinks like, oh, you have to attack him early because he's a slow starter. It's like, no, he's not a slow starter. His defense is impeccable, and he's reading you, and he's just waiting to flip the switch once he analyzes everything. And so when you go guns blazing, you think, oh, I'm winning, man. He's like pure defense. I got him on the ropes. He's not throwing anything back.
Just I'm downloading information.
He's like, this is a full avalanche. I'm just gonna keep going with this pressure. And then you get tired, and then he starts beating the brakes off of you. Yep. But this one, so he says that he's gonna he's like, this time I'm gonna do the same thing, but not get tired. And I was like, fuck, that's a bad idea. But then the first round started, and I was like, oh, dude, Aljamain, regardless of if you think he was the champ after that fight, he's a champion caliber fighter. Mm-hmm. After that first round, that solidified that with me. I thought he won that first round. I thought it was a toss-up in the moment, but I was like, the fact that he circled out and he was picking them apart on the outside compared to the first round of the last fight, I was like, this is a champion level change in a title fight, in a back-to-back title fight. I was very impressed after that first round, and then even more impressed after the second round because this is the second round.
Yep.
That second round.
It was very interesting because, man, after you got the belt after the first fight, and just the way that he handled everything, and it was very cringy, and I think I let all of that just affect my decision making because, like I said in the first fight, I picked Aljo. I think Aljo's an excellent fighter. He's over there with Longo Serra, which is an excellent team, dude. By the way, Ray Longo, I love listening to his corner work.
You just humiliated him. He's going to come out guns blazing this round. I was like, damn.
Yeah, he's like, look at him. As he's walking back, he's like, no, turn around and look at him. Turn around, that mother. It was so awesome. But, I've always thought that Aljo has what it takes to be champion. Okay?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
And I just got so pissed off with the way that he handled everything. And quite honestly, though, in that first fight, he was getting work, man.
Dude,
he was getting work.
That's the big thing. It's not about how he handled the fight after, just what happened in that fight itself. It would be you're betting on a mystery if you're betting Aljo in this fight. Because if you just look at that fight, I mean, you think there's no way Sterling's going to win this next one because after that first couple rounds, Petr Yan started putting it on. He made Aljamain look like he did not belong in there in the later rounds. So going into this one, the odds are that it's going to be that again. But then Aljo comes in here and, I mean, puts on a championship level performance to get the win. It's not about being better at him everywhere. and beating him in his own game. It's about just getting the win. And that's what he
And
did, man.
so the second and third rounds, clearly Aljo's. Clearly.
Yeah.
And what I saw, what separates a contender from like an actual champion or somebody that's championship level.
Yeah.
You see the urgency that Petr Yan had coming out for that fourth and that fifth round. Because his corner told him, they're like, hey, we're probably losing this right now. Not probably. We are losing this right now. You need to go out there and turn things around. And the thing is that you hear this from corners all the time.
Yeah.
But you rarely see fighters being able to just flip that switch or still have another gear to be able to make that difference. And dude, as soon as that fourth round started, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Because Petr just hit another gear right now.
Yeah, he really did. But at the same time, Aljamain, I had 4 and 5 were clear rounds for Yan, but Aljo in those rounds, his ability to, in the second round, we see him shoot the takedown, the chain wrestling, gets the takedown eventually, right? He just keeps on it, gets the takedown, immediately hops over and takes his back. Aljo is so goddamn good at taking advantage of holes. When he fought Corey Sandhagen, and Sandhagen just slipped for a second, Aljo's on his back, chokes him out. Like, he takes down Petr Yan for a second, he's on his back for 3 minutes of the round. Second round starts. Petr Yan is terrified of the takedown to the point where Aljo shoots a little bit, and his feet are back, his hips are back, he's leaning over, not even considering there might be an uppercut coming. He's just so heavy, just do not get taken down. Do not get taken down. Biting the feints on the takedowns constantly to the point where Aljo is like taking a half shot, landing an uppercut, backs out, and then shoots. And it's like, dude, his ability to mix up the takedowns and keep Yan just completely guessing what's coming was so goddamn good. And
up
eventually,
until the fifth round.
Yeah. But at that point, he has now shot 22 times. His legs are probably exhausted. Like, even those half shots, those are, those legs are toast.
Oh, 100%. But man, it was a really fun fight. And what really pissed me off though is that second round, that third round, when the crowd starts booing. Like, dude, he has him in one of the most dominant positions you can have somebody in mixed martial arts. And he's working and the crowd's booing. Look, again, I know a lot of people got rubbed the wrong way with the way that he handled that, but it doesn't change the fact that he's doing work that second and third round. He's dominating Petr Yan.
Dominating.
Okay, so let me see how I scored it, Will. Let me take a look at my notes. Round 1, I gave it a Yan. 10-9 Yan. Round 2, I gave it a Sterling 10-8.
Yeah.
It was such a dominant round.
Well, because here's the thing. Round 1 and round 2, those cannot be scored the same.
No.
They cannot be. If round 1 is a 10-9.
Had to have been 4 minutes of control time. That second round.
It was like 3:30 of not just control time, but back control time.
Yes.
That cannot be scored the same as the first round.
Sterling, give it Aljo 10-9, and then the last 2 rounds to Petr. So I had it draw.
A draw.
47-47.
Yeah. I was leaning draw. I was like, it's either a draw or Sterling's win. And going back, I rewatched the first round last night, and then I rewatched it again this morning. First round, 10-9 Sterling, in my opinion. He outstruck him on the outside. Yan didn't really do much of anything but walk forward and land a couple shots. I thought Sterling mixed it up better. He landed more shots. I thought he took it. Second round, 10-8, Aljo. Third round, 10-9, Aljo. Fourth round, 10-9, Yan. Fifth round, 10-9, Yan. So I had Aljo winning the first 3 rounds with a 10-8 second.
So because Amato.
Yeah, he didn't give him a 10-8.
No, but I'm saying he had the first 3 rounds for
For 2 judges gave him all 3.
And I could see it. That's the thing. I could see it. I could see it because that first round was a very close round. Hey, shout out again, Andrew Tosi said the crowd in Jacksonville was garbage all night.
Agreed.
For sure. Shout out to Bruce Bobtrotter. Bruce Bobtrotter saying Volk versus RDA for ugliest dude in the UFC fight. How about that? I don't know if they'll make the UMF belt. But shout out Bruce Bobtrotter. Thanks for joining us again today, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But overall, I thought it was an excellent fight.
Fantastic fight. Dana says there's not going to be a rematch. Dana says he had Yan winning. I'm guessing he gave him round 1, 4, and 5, and no 10-8s. But he said no. They're not running this back, and I agree. There's no need.
Yeah,
no need.
And at the end where Dana just tries to put the belt over Aljo's shoulder, and Aljo stands up. He's like, "Nah, man, put that belt around my
Put
waist."
the shit around
I was like,
me, dog.
"There you go, dude. That was
Yeah.
legit. That was legit." So hey, props to Aljo. Way to prove everybody wrong there.
Dude, I mean, you go in with the pressure that he had going into this fight, all the hate that he's had to dude, it's been on like all MMA social media. The dude's for the past year or so has just been a complete joke to people, a complete joke. And he comes out here and despite all that, puts on a championship level performance against a guy who already beat the brakes off of him. Very impressive.
Major adjustments. Andrew Tosti also pointed out the fact that Longo Serra have separated. I knew that too. My bad, man. That's something.
I don't think they separated. I think he still trains
from
corner him.
Aljo's corner. From Aljo's corner, right? He only goes in with Longo now.
He still trains with him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And he walked out. He walked out with Longo, with Ali Quinta and Merab.
That's his boy, man. Both those guys.
Did we talk about what he said?
No.
Why? So Longo, obviously head coach, right? You need him. Ali Quinta's there because Ali Quinta, when he fought Khabib, he had Aljo in the corner, and the reason that Merab was there is because Aljo said when Ali Quinta fought Khabib, I was next for the title in my weight class. And he's like, I got to make that walk with Ali Quinta to a sold-out crowd against Khabib, a crazy atmosphere. And he's like, I got to kind of experience what that feels like. So then when I had that fight, my championship fight, I wasn't surprised by that moment. It didn't take me off guard. I'd been there before. Even though it wasn't my fight, I've gone through and done that walk. And he's like, Merab is going to be a champ someday. And I don't want his first title fight to be the first time he makes that walk. So I'll let him walk with me in this one and get that experience. And I was like, dude, what a cool gym.
Team player,
has always been such a cool gym.
Isn't it kind of weird though how like Matt Serra was kind of surprised by it?
By what?
That there wasn't some type of conversation between Serra and Aljo before, like, hey man, this is gonna be my decision.
Yeah.
You know, this is why. Like you think like they've been together for so long that they would have, had a conversation leading up to.
That happened before. Serra knew he wasn't coming in this one.
But I'm saying like because that's where there was so much drama behind that for a while, like a few days after.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive they like buried the hatchet and like it's all good.
Ah, cool. All right. Well, before that,
I don't think Matt Serra is somebody who takes himself too seriously.
Oh, dude, have you seen Looking for a Fight? Dana White's Looking for a Fight. Freaking love the guy in that show. Hey, everybody, Ramiro and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.